Still going to frag heavy. I would rather him on a dual list so that he can just actually send it. Gentleman's on defense, Fnatic on attack. And yeah, they got the Gen G double share. This is the weird thing about Fnatic is they can't create too much pressure over towards middle. Their version of doing it is one deep smoke, I guess.
That's not the Omen, that's not the duelist, but it's somewhere he'll provide value.
I can say that for anyone. Think about Zipan. One of the agents he's most well known for is a Raze. It's not something he's necessarily playing right now, but they have a lot of options. Either way.
Yeah, and it makes sense when you do this double duo, right? Because
alongside Kayak,
the Jett is the rifler and the Yoru is normally the opera.
It's locked in, and it's Gentlemate's choice.
We've got a real late flanks. We get to see a late 1v1.
On his way, wrapping around. He'll be contesting with Boaster. Boaster is still able to sit in this position.
And honestly, you would imagine that Mini's got a kill on Boaster at one point here, but they gotta get someone. They gotta get someone at spawn. Yeah, Boaster's hit the whole time. Very, very nice. It's also a good read from Boaster, knowing that they might flank and try and punish the no sentinel pretty early on.
I think the change-up is, especially going into that attack side start, you have to bear in mind that is where Fnatic really struggled. Like, think back to their defensive side, Teo. It was fantastic. Like, you had constant delay, constant pauses for teams getting that plant down. The problem is the attack, it just didn't work out for them. They weren't able to sort of find the gaps, and BBL were pushing them so aggressively. This is just a much more direct sort of take. The things you expect to see when you have that sort of
Jett, dude, this guy's really scary, man, if he starts getting fired up like last time.
The thing will be is,
by nothing into it, and Fnatic are allowed to
dash. Work as well when a team isn't playing
so with the lot spawn Jules,
yeah. When they can go for those takes, and while the initial plan from mates was to get aggressive, try and fight them. You don't have much to play with, might as well give it a go, but this time Fnatic are patient.
And the drone leading the charge, the late wrap-up by Boaster towards
the
this
Fnatic Classic, the new one? Yeah, it doesn't look great. I feel like a lot of the new classics, I'm not even sure teams got to review them. That's like the... Whoa, hold up. Zipan is really on this. Did they see him?
Now occupying them, but they're avoiding him completely. Flash in for the reinitiation. It's decent, at least for the one-to-one trade, but a couple pistols on the side of Fnatic. They won't be afraid to lose a player or two. Still perfectly capable of going for those duels. In fact, Chronicle takes out the classic.
Couple of low HPs there, cleaned it up. Could have been way worse. 2-0. We're really close to actually losing the gun to this one, but very, very nice. And it's going to be a good bonus from Fnatic. Good money. Yeah, I was going to say, some of the color schemes that teams went for, I'm not even sure they got to like look at the gun before it came out. How it would look. Because some of the decisions made it wild. This is a horrible classic.
Sure, they're not going to do much damage, but all in all,
you like this
round. I'm looking at the buy though. This is where you're going to see that investment in from the defense.
Chronicle gets the op out.
I'm looking at Chronicle
for the first bonus round.
Breach operator.
That is correct. Now Chronicle's had
definitely seeing a couple. Nice shot. They're seeing a couple of teams opt into the op on.
Immediately. It looks like a quick adaptation. The stun on
I guess tier 2 op agents, not the ones you're used to seeing.
Gives himself that little angle, knows the first is a decoy, steps on his right.
Oh my god, Kayak is confident with this one. Yeah, Zipan as well, just choosing to stay on site even though he's on his own. Robbie BK not using drone to help him out even though he was smoked off.
They'll want to group up. Oh, that could have been a disaster.
Looking to get into that arm bomb. So we'll eventually have
similar situation to the pistol.
Opportunities here, but in the end, it's Boaster to put the advantage with that attack side. Kayak's still aggressive, dancing perfectly around the bullets. The drone will spot out where he is, but it doesn't seem to matter. He's so patient with it.
Probably gonna need to time out on this one. Didn't really make much sense on site what everyone was doing.
Holding onto these guns is far more important than anything else.
Nice shot.
Oh, man. He's punished Robbie. The wide swing out to check if he was still there. Cadaver's sticking about, and it looks like he'll get a reward. No one else close by to hunt him down. So at least the one rifle will be brought through.
Yeah, he looks so much more confident than when we first kind of saw him.
And 3 rounds in the lead.
The limb match, yeah. Whoever loses this is done for the next 4 weeks. Cappy Bun, thank you so much for the tier 1. Thank you.
As well when you consider they got
the 24 months.
Like from then onwards, it was just squeaky clean up until the point where Kayak died right at the end.
Might even be more than 4 weeks, I guess.
And this is the performances we wanted to see from him. I think week 1, he struggled.
In the
Again,
Feb, yeah,
I'm talking about BBL's playstyle. It's very difficult to play against, and when you are a player coming up into the tier 1, maybe you have some jitters. Versus Na'Vi, best player in the server, uncontested. Like, there's not even an
Mr.
argument
West
to be
is
had.
gone as well. Thank you so much for the
Fantastic
prime, mate.
through and through.
Appreciate that.
So
Thank you for the 5 months.
that's the level he's bringing today. Well, I feel like we're going to be looking at...
Nice shot.
Click! There you go, we were looking at
and
Click.
we're just throwing the op around at everyone who feels
just
like
a
using
second.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a big swing from Zipan. He had a chance to drop
This
one.
is looking nice
Maybe
for
even get out for free, but
Fnatic
he's
at the
caught,
moment.
punished, and
They're
Fnatic
going to
will
have
now
so
set
much
their
money
sights
after
on A
this.
yet again.
They're going to have
Drone
Yoru
clears
ult for the next
everything
buy
with
round.
dash onto site, gets the backside
Dino
control.
Spider
The grab
7
well
with the
smoke to
prime
ensure
also. Thank you so
no
much for
one
doing
can
that,
get
mate.
through. At this point,
Appreciate that.
mates, you got one player with a rifle, Cadaver, who should probably be considering the
These
same.
rounds are not
The rest
close.
of the squad can do as they like. Indeed,
Not
the
close
rest of
at
the
all.
squad
This
is
was an
now just
eco though,
Robbie
so let's not
BK.
get too carried away.
He's on his way to the spawn where he's about
Boaster's
to have
doing
a
it.
nasty surprise.
Ooh, nice
Boaster,
shot.
he might as well have been AFK
Damn, he broke
this
his
round.
camera.
Obviously, he's been putting down stars. We saw his grab well, we saw his smoke, so I'm not saying he's trolling.
Boaster's done a good
Right?
job of
If you
mixing
die to
up
this
so
guy,
far, right?
you know,
we have pistol
think about a couple
here,
rounds
round
ago,
before, over
he was
towards
sitting
here, now we're
that little
heading
box.
over towards
That's
here,
annoying.
like we're
But when you die
everywhere.
to him on the
Just
damn
making sure that if they
stairs,
are
now there's just-
flanking,
you're
which
not
obviously has
flanking
been the
anymore,
game
are
plan, because we've seen him do it
You
quite a
can't.
little,
That's the
few
thing,
times
they're
already.
either going to have to start doubling up to try and
he's
make
gonna be,
sure he's cleared. But also,
he's gonna be a
just
nightmare
from
to
Boaster's
handle.
perspective, like, when you have yourself
Acting like
a
the Sentinel.
potential post-plant grab well, him being as far away as possible is actually valuable.
Well, that's
It
why he
means
was there,
if they
yeah.
push, then there's no chance of him dying, and he can buy that extra time on the clock. The fact is, though, these early rounds, Fnatic really haven't needed it, and it is that 1-2 punch of Kayak and Althea. They have just been so clean with it in the openers, and I do question, like, it's a couple of times now we've seen that battle into mid. How well is that going to go? But more importantly, can they get some early information to get players on the right side? Because the entries from Fnatic on those site players has been far too easy.
We've got the Yoru ult separating them on
They're
this.
a man or two down, and well, a man down in particular, and I think that's the thing. Then
Watch
mates,
8 back,
you look
yeah,
at
watch 8 back
global
tomorrow.
map control, being able to fight. Well, if you fight
Dude,
it,
I
you
mean, we've
win
got
it, it
4
might not
kills,
affect the
one
round,
for
they'll
each
still
round
be
at the
able to
moment.
bounce back. If you lose it, it's a different story, and they may be in for
How
a
does
lesson
Zipan
in
play
that
this
department.
before? Because he
Kayak
tanks being over
immediately on his
towards
way to the
site.
A second flash in his hands, and Zipan's being stunned up. Now here comes Kayak.
Okay, honestly, he didn't do too bad. It was close, though. Kayak really had a chance to take him
In the
down.
hands of the shorty. Fnatic are denied an opening pick.
Even still, they're right back into that same post bar.
Dude, look at
Boaster.
Boaster's jeweling over towards B.
Tougher was just getting into those sites.
Might make him feel like they have to
They
speed
have
up,
succeeded
but they
every
finally
single
find the
round
op as well.
Getting
Again,
into a post-plant scenario, all of them looking to try and build up from the corner. There's a crossfire holding. They're trying to clear out, but will they
dude, he
expect
got
the second?
2.
No, they won't.
He's
Kayak
done enough
with a
here.
clean double. And look at those post-plant players already just sitting back. The aggressive work has been done. Now they have to try and clear out all of the, well, the classic Fnatic, the rat Fnatic, sat back with every
still the
single
util.
piece of
Don't even have a
utility
chance in
you
this
could
one.
ever
Kind of just got to
desire.
save.
And if that's not enough, you got Chronicle with an op.
This one is
It's
done,
very nice
and
though. Everyone
mates have
playing on site. They
realized
should be
that
playing
getting
on
out while they
site.
can
Like
still carry those
Alpha
rifles through to the
and
next,
Kayak.
but
They're doing
5-0
so
is
much
the
in this
start for
area.
Fnatic. This is a dominant beginning to what could be
Much post-spawn util. Yeah, look at the right people playing over towards Amen.
But this is the thing. This is the risk of when there's data for Fnatic. We've always talked about this team and their ability to adapt and counter.
Oof.
I think that's been
Nice
more
shot.
of a case when they're under pressure. When they're the best team in the world, they didn't adapt as much because they didn't need to.
Good boy.
God damn, Crashies. Okay. Let's rein that in a little bit.
But I think as well, it's more so just this double duelist entry. Like, we are talking about the layers of Fnatic without that secondary layer really being needed. Like, each time you've had Kayak and Alpha just guarding that spawn. That's where they want to retake from. They have been wrecked every single time. If they get past that, all of the remaining players on Fnatic still have their whole belt of utility. Like, it is a nasty way to play, and I feel like mates need to
Kayak,
try and
yeah,
get ahead
it
of
looks
this,
like
or at least deny one of
looks
those
like he's
two
feeling
players.
it.
Well,
It was
that's
always a
and
question of
that
like
is what
how
they're trying
long
to
was it going to
discuss
take
right
him to
now.
look
A 5-0
and feel
start.
comfortable.
Credits are just
Looks
about
like he
there
might be
for a
there.
decent buy. They've got an ult of their own. This is really where they need to find that value. And you think about last round, it could have been worse. The ultimate used by Kayak got them onto the site. It claimed space. That's about it. And the fact that mates are able to set up for that retake and be so quickly dispatched. The fact that, I mean, at this point, we've seen Boaster start the round out and end the round outside A, then over on the stairs. Then this time when the spike went down, he was actually in B window, trying to cut the rotation and kill the player on B. So by that
Was the
logic,
Gentleman's
that's
coach
1
before?
round, 2 rounds,
Fast. What
3
the hell
rounds.
is this?
Next time they plant, he should be about
He
here.
was
So that should be
Lads
interesting to
coach
track.
at the
So
beginning.
this round he's going to be napped.
For kickoff and
Yes,
split one.
yeah.
Okay.
If he actually is there when the spike goes down, I'm going to leave. But it has been ridiculous, just the amount of
Look at the aggression.
Okay, so big changer from Gentleman's is fighting heavy over towards A main.
React in a way
They
of
made
just
in the Yoru,
fighting them on
gotta
the
feel
forefront, like denying them that
Yeah, I was gonna say, you gotta feel
whatsoever.
tempted to take that
They have
TP
still
when
had
you
to give
get
it up,
revealed
though.
like
I
this.
think Mini,
But they at least
in
get the
end,
drone off them early,
realizes
so the
his
site
TP
is
is
gonna be
probably gonna run
weaker.
out and decides, you know what, I don't want to stick around.
Understandable. Back to the group and the unit. Well, Boaster, we've seen this before, will be the same slow and gradual shift. Now, he did hear a gate crash. He's
Taking that back.
thinking about what if the player comes around the corner, but ultimately it won't affect his round because he goes back to those same
Yeah,
old
and
stairs.
this time we have the Yoru
Same
playing
old
over
position.
towards
He'll
side, so
sit there,
Yoru
pop down the stars,
with
you hear
TP
them
can
there. There's the
easily-
stun, grab well, everything. Gate crash is needed to get out for Mini.
Oh, boy.
No congestion of the site.
No
Then
way.
Kayak
Oh wait,
goes
how
in,
did that?
pops the shorty on the back of the Hunter's
How did that
Fury.
hit
Gets
so
the
much
kill,
damage?
and mates are
There must have been a
left
tag
in
on there as
on
well.
the back
No
foot.
joke chat, I think he got like 5 damage
Two
on
back
that.
feet.
Yeah, it's going from bad to worse.
Someone else
Clearly
must have
wanting to
tagged him.
try and make his
Dude, they are
presence
getting
known, but ends
absolutely
up
wrecked right
basically ending the round in its tracks. And I don't know. I think this might just be
What's the
Fnatic
A, yeah, they can't hold
completely
A.
Going, we're going to go A every single round.
can't hold A
until
at
you
all.
Stop us. And right now,
But every time we
mates
watch it,
don't
there's
have
only
that
like
solution. The aggression.
it's either
Fnatic
just
were just
one
happy to
fighting on
wait.
site.
But okay, you can try and
I
use
would like to
utility
see them
push
just
us. We're gonna
multiple
hold
fight on
as a
site, like 2 people
four-player
hold.
stack. My question will be is when do they push the other side of the map?
Like, it's
try
not
and
like they
section
have-
them in, not just one player
They
trying
have
to
the
1v1
they have
Boaster every round,
the
but
breach flash
actually
to get
claiming
back
that
side, but I
flank,
still feel like you
because
can
thus
turn that
far,
relatively
every single
easy.
retake has been from those same 2 corners.
Or just
every
reactively
single
taking
time.
it
Like
after.
you're talking about coming in from heaven or coming in from that defender spawn. There hasn't been a flank because it's always died.
Yeah, exactly. They've tried the flank.
Yeah, I mean,
don't
dude,
get me
they're just
wrong,
not getting
it's
kills.
One person and 2 times, and both times you ran into Boaster. Now you realize this guy's just ratting it out.
Okay, he was there.
Beautiful
Right.
play. Just
I would say disgusting.
the synergy
Little bit better than
of
I thought.
Fnatic, and we've seen this again from a lot of teams. The reason we liked Fnatic back in the Summon FC days was because
Okay,
a lot
so
of people played the
Gentleman's
game
on this
like,
one
hey,
gonna
I'm
start
a better
going aggro.
fighter than you. I'm gonna come out and
They
I'm
want
gonna
the
shoot you in the
faster
head.
flank.
That's our plan. We're all gonna run here and we're all gonna shoot you. But then Fnatic came in. They
Let's
said,
see,
okay,
we've got
you might even be a better
Boaster
aimer than me,
in
but
charge of this one, and when he sees a lot of numbers,
better
you would
idea.
imagine
And
this
that's
all
why
over
they
towards A
won
might just
first
insta-react.
Well,
Recon goes
you know,
in,
things happen.
got smokes
The
to help
Heretics
his
roster
team.
back then was incredible. But
Better aimers, I'd say.
they were.
Drone
they were
clears
better
all the
aimers,
site,
let
we
me
got
tell
an
you.
empty side
But
again.
this is crazy.
Feels like we're
They're
going to have a
walking
similar
into
round.
the
We
A
have the
side again.
Yoru
No
ult to
way.
retake.
The idea from
Then we have
Fnatic
the
to
breach
go
ult
A,
as
I
well.
mean, it's been such a strong hold from Mates every single time.
F?
Mates had left it open. They're
Stream's
playing for the
fine.
retake this time, much more consciously. Alpha spotted
What's going on?
blood in the water, but he backs out. The drone sent him scared.
Yeah, the YouTube's fine.
Kayak's scared though! He pop flashes himself in and takes 2 down. They're not even getting out of their own spawn at this stage. Finally, they've managed to at least take down the double duelist. But as
Twitch,
said,
the whole of Twitch
you
is
get
down.
rid of the double duelist.
I mean, I watch it on YouTube, so...
Remaining.
I'm sorry, what? I was gonna say you have to deal with the post plant. The post plant this round was the breach swinging up a rope with an operator. I think Fnatic might have got into what I would like to call steamroll mode, where I think they've just accepted that they're the better team.
Yeah, no, this is
I can restart my-
suboptimal, I would say, for the Gentleman's
Can
fans
restart
out
my-
there. 7-0 start, their map pick, and it's not just a couple
You know,
close rounds that are swinging the other way.
They
Either
beat
way,
Heretics 13-4 on this map.
they did, yes. And you know, you start to think this map is where they come in with a good chance.
He's holding it on the corner of the
Let me
box.
reset my...
You've got to be like full tilt losing that fight. 2 players on Fnatic still haven't died. We're in round 7, or we've just had round 7. Chronicles died once and he's doing that.
Tell you what, they lost this map. It was Fnatic lost this to BBL, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
That must
Don't know
have
what to
given
say,
them one
chat.
hell of
Twitch
a wake
is
up
just
call.
down for me.
Because whatever is happening here, I want to see it everywhere. I don't want to see anything but this again.
There we go.
7-0
It's back.
start, dominance across the board. And I mean, look, it's funny that I drew the comparison to like 2020
even
Valorant
is that?
when we had a team dominate every single tournament, and there was a game on Ascent where they just went, let's go B every round. They just ran
Yeah,
B.
you better watch out, they're going A again.
They're doing it.
Yeah,
Fnatic's
they
are
gotta
Fnatic.
hold someone on
They're
site,
gonna have to
no?
cut you off. They're running into the A side.
Barrett,
never
thank
seen
you
this
so much.
before.
I
We haven't
appreciate
seen
that.
this
Thank
yet.
you, thank you.
There is a push coming through mid, though.
Shop is offline for Twitch. Yeah, I don't know why. It just went down on its
from
own.
that defense. Now, Boaster
There's nothing I can do about it.
There's no way.
It's going to be down to timing. 3 players are managing.
They're looking for him.
Potentially
But he's been here before.
No. He doesn't catch them.
Oh boy, this is going to get weird.
Missed them just about. He's still wrapping in from behind, but it seems like he's given
And
the
they found the other
information over
person
to the
there.
rest of the team. Zipan
Wait,
now
did he not?
has, well, he thought he had them boxed, but instead he was the one trapped in. And in
Dude,
fact,
they just get crunched.
Utility being
Mate, at this point, they might not even get
expelled.
around.
He had to go over the top.
They got to sort A
He
out.
was
They need
thought
another
the
timeout. They
Fnatic
got
were
just
trapped.
fight
It
A.
turns out it was the other side that was trapped. Finally, Chronic, yeah, he's
Rotate
going to
Donkey with the Prime.
operator
Thank
again.
you so much.
The
Thank you,
breach
thank
is
you.
somehow working a lot better than I
appreciate
thought
it.
it would.
That's got to be a frustrating round for Boaster. You know, they're 8-0 in the lead. You don't really care if you get the kills or not, but that was a perfect flag.
Buffalo
And
Bison
this
as well.
guy
Thank you
is
so much for the Prime. And
Or is
Quonkalizer,
it
thank
a
you also.
frustrating
Do
round
appreciate
for
that.
the players that managed to get past Boaster and still lose?
That's true also. I mean, he comes up behind, grabs that one, and Alpha's like, no, no, no. The rest, they're for me. Look, at this point, everything's working out. Oh,
Bro,
Lord.
I'm scared, bro.
He's scared.
Okay, there's going to be a timeout, and this
Gentlemen
is
are
them
scared as well.
to talk
They've
about
called
fighting on
their
A
second
itself.
Timeout.
But I don't know, they just don't look comfy.
M8s Map pick,
You
and
just
they are
stack A at
running
this point.
out of solutions. But running out of solutions isn't the
Yeah,
right way. They
they-
haven't found a
they got
single
nothing.
solution.
No. Someone should let Fnatic know that the B side exists. But I guess at this point they don't really need to.
Yeah, I
If
wonder
it
if
ain't
Fnatic
broke,
will
don't
even
fix
bother with
it.
a B. I think you literally just keep hitting A
it
until they
sounds
can prove they
ridiculous,
can
but at
hold
this
it.
point, Genomates, just stack A.
No, this
what's
is
the
the
worst
round.
case?
This is the round where you have to, as Fnatic, try something different. I think. Now, funnily enough, they probably won't.
A
but
site? I mean, it's just
the
open all the
idea
time, yeah.
that
It's either
That's a
open all the
mind
time or there's
game.
just
Yeah,
one
it's like,
person
Now
solo
that
holding it.
we've gone A this many times, they're going to think because they've taken a pause, we'll
Boaster?
change.
Yeah, dude,
No,
dude,
if we
no one's
don't
getting
change,
kills.
they'll
Like,
be
look at these
confused.
Telling you,
stats.
man,
We've
this
got
was
3 people
2020 G2.
that
They
are
did
one
the
or
same thing on the
less.
set. B, 12 rounds in a row. They said
It's
we're better.
insane.
We're better. Let's telegraph it. Let's make it obvious.
They only
The
have
thing
one
is,
more
you
kill
go
than
into this
Kayak.
round.
So you're saying they've read the Mixwell strat book?
The Mixwell 2020 strat book
Okay.
has been read and memorized. And for Gentlemates, they come into this round, they've called a pause, they've got pistols. If this team is not, I know they're not, I can see, but if this team is not stacked A from Fnatic's perspective, you don't know what is going on. But Mates have got a different idea. It is proactive
Yeah,
control. It is
but
that little bit
Gentlemen's
of
do
aggression,
the same
but they're
kind of
looking to walk up
recon
on
would
B as
suggest
well.
that they're
The
pushing.
thing is, no one wants to continue that push. You do not push
Okay,
past
some
Some
of
actually have
this
this
clicked
part of
over
the map
towards
because
A
Boaster
and
will
then
be
really
waiting for you.
tried this yet.
Looks like they're sending at least... No.
It is just a
No,
low
that's
buy, so
okay. I thought for a second that Mates were going to rotate to stack the
I mean,
A
it's going to be a
side.
similar outcome, is it not?
For everybody at home, you're not going to believe this. I have a feeling.
No,
That
it's
is-
a fake. It's a fake. They go B.
Oh, they backed off for a second. Boaster made the call. Guys,
Yeah.
do we finally go to the B site?
No, they don't. They go. I hate to spoil this. I haven't got Fnatic's comms.
Nice shots.
I haven't got Fnatic's comms in my ears, Tom,
Dude,
but
this
I
must
do
be
have at least a
brutal.
semi-functioning
If you're
round.
Gentlemates.
And the A site,
Absolutely
yes.
brutal.
Statistics.
They
But
could
they're
still
also
go B.
like,
A wise man once
we haven't
said,
tried
"Stats do
finding
not
A
lie."
site yet.
And although they could rotate at this point, no, they haven't. It's a.
That's what Mates should do, just block them.
You know, maybe they could stack A. I don't know.
Okay.
But I also understand. You expect Fnatic to go back. You expect them to fake. You expect them to respect
If
you.
they go
Icebox
8
all over again.
rounds
Dude,
in
it
a
feels
row,
like
No,
that,
they might.
I think just end the series there.
Genuinely,
feels
though,
like
they are at this
the
point where
Team Secret
Fnatic do not care about
against
mates. They
DRX.
don't care about you as players. Oh,
As
Feels like
in
the
the
Haven.
finals, by the way.
if they stack,
Just
well, don't
A
kill
every
them all.
single round.
In-zone flawless. It's the in-zone flawless map so far, Tom. It's 9-0 to Fnatic. When will Mates get on the board? 3 ults, rifles?
I have a better question.
This is it when will they stack A, isn't it?
No, it was actually when does Boaster get his first death?
Yeah, it's mad that
No,
he
he's
hasn't
not,
died.
he's not died. And last
Okay.
time
VOD
he got
recording,
pushed
coming
by
up to
3
90
people, They
minutes.
all walked past him.
Maybe he'll get his first death when he leaves the spawn. I reckon that's when it will happen.
That's the strat. You can't be killed if you don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Sick.
Stay
Dude,
inside.
look at it though.
It's just
Kayak on his own has
isolation
more kills than the
protocol here
whole
on
of
Abyss.
Gentlemates.
9-0
So does Alpha,
for
I
Fnatic.
think.
If you're just joining us,
Pretty sure
the
that's
game
right.
didn't start that long ago, but
They have
it will
ults.
be ending soon if it keeps going this way.
And this time, they actually
Half-time
won a
break will be
fight on
longer
A
than most of
site.
these rounds.
First time we've seen it.
They also only got 3 rounds on attack last time when they lost, so...
Here.
And also, just to make it a little bit worse, when Gentlemates won
This is a
versus
stump and a
Heretics,
half.
they
It
had
might
a
be one of the most
9-3
one-sided
defensive half.
Oh,
So
Like, it obviously would have to end in a 13-0,
Really
but
not
it
me
might
if
be
I'm
one of the
wrong,
most
I don't
one-sided
think they can
13-0s I've ever
defensive
seen.
half from this point.
This is the first time where they might be able to
Unless
shut
we
him
have to
down, though.
restart
2
the
people
game.
fighting
Round
close.
happened to me before.
You're here, Tom.
Who takes
I don't see a
that? I
kill
mean, they
for
could both
Rogue.
take the hit on this.
No, it was Cypher on that one.
Oh, it was the Cypher restart. Oh, it was the Camp Breeze, yes.
Well,
Okay, first pick. We haven't had one of them for a while.
Boaster is venturing way too far from the nest.
Do they
Got
expect
to
a
be
bait from the
careful.
That's
Yori?
not the spawn, Boaster.
He's
Oh my
walked
god,
through.
they're
He's
walking out.
walked through.
Oh my god, they're
Kayak
walking
has
out.
walked through.
Dude, you got a
He's-
10.
There's
There's one on site. You saw him on site. Oh my god.
Actually Kayak. He is on the top of the site. He's
No
gonna take down
way.
two. He still doesn't realize that Mini's at the front. This is a very weird round.
Alpha's a lunatic, but honestly, he had an op, so like, what else is he meant to do
He's gonna
here?
get a plant down on the A site again, if he wants to.
Will this
they're
be
gonna
the
win
first
this.
A-side plant we've seen, Tom?
I'll have to ask Kukuka for the stats.
We'll have to get the stats up after the game. 10 seconds.
Run it back hasn't come back online.
We need them back to figure it out.
Spike planted.
Okay, both going up rope, both into heaven, sticking it together. From
Yeah,
Mate's
it's not a bad
perspective,
idea.
They're doing the right thing.
The
They've
smoke on the
grouped up,
spike's
they're
gonna
making the
cause
retake.
a lot of pressure,
They've
though.
already made it to the spike, but the
Astra
key
ult to
problem
cover
here,
it
man,
off.
You're certain that this
But
squad
you're gonna get Astra
is on
sucked
the
no
other
matter
side.
what.
You're certain that they're playing this towards
they missed their
main, and in
Astra
fact,
suck.
it's not. There we go. They've denied Cadaver the defuse, and Click assumes.
Holy, the
Boaster
double
must be
bait
in
in
the
heaven is
zone. He
incredible.
must be in the spawn. He's
Yeah, I
been
think the
there
Astra
for
suck was actually
9
good. It
rounds.
just took a while.
But finally he moved. And if they had another pause, they
Dude,
might
he still
call.
hasn't died.
Oh, that's the first time he's made it to sight. And
Lord.
of course, you know, this is mental.
Dude, this was
Like,
devastating because he
genuinely,
looked
if you look at
over
the
and he
map,
saw
you
him
think that's
jumping
a
up as
decoy
well. Like,
until
he's
it
actually on the
starts jumping
minimap
up
right
on
now.
top.
That's what doesn't
And
make
it's
sense
also
to
the
me
fact
here.
that they still don't
And
know
no one saw her on minimap.
that Mini's in the corner.
He's
It would've
just
been a
sat there,
question
hear
mark
no
for
evil,
sure.
see no evil. You can't see me, I can't see you.
Yeah, he saw evil. An updraft.
He saw a lot of evil.
With a double shot with a shorty. Oh.
Wow.
Dude, imagine they
10-0.
make a lower bracket
You know,
run
Fnatic
and
lost
they're
from
looking this good.
9-3 up against BBL. Not on
That
this
Navi
map.
game will go down in history. The Haven one.
It's a different.
They've given up, dude.
Overvibe
They're
here.
just
I
straight
have to be
up
honest
pushing.
with you, big push coming out from Mates. They get one, and
got
Chronicle
the first kill,
shows
but
us the same face he's
Chronicle's a
been brought
beast.
to that stage all month
Boaster,
long.
still yet to die.
11th round seeming
And he's
certain
not dying on
with
this one,
Blade
I'll say
Storm
that
online
much.
yet again,
He's
but it won't
miles
find
away.
its mark. Zipman steps up 25
Ooh, hold
HP.
up,
Robbie
maybe he's dying on
BK's
this
in
one.
there.
Might
Mates
come all down to him.
finally, it seems, have found
Okay, let's see
the
it. It's a
solution.
1v2.
Now the last guy,
he
they
hasn't
might
died
suspect
yet.
this. He's in the spawn. Actually, Cadaver just heard him.
It's for the flawless game, Mitch. He still hasn't died. A 1v2 for Boaster to keep the goose egg, 0 deaths, on the table.
Tom Cadaver heard him drop, heard him jump, and thinks he has the spike, and that he's going the other direction. He's calming that this is probably a B hit. And that maybe he's gone up mid, but they don't know the spike still sat here. They gave up the control.
Yeah, but Boaster has no idea as well,
that
so he's
in
going to have to
Boaster's
take a
mind, he
time
has
to
to be
clear all of
thinking,
this.
Well, they've killed a guy who had the spike.
Yeah, they're just sitting here
They
holding it.
must be here because...
30 seconds
Yeah,
left.
he's got to clear everything. Like,
How did they?
logically, he's gotta-
I'm
have
so
to, of
confused
course,
how it's
yeah.
ended into this.
And also for Boaster, it's exactly the same thing because there's no way
They
that
are
the
so
opposing
far
team
away from
wouldn't
him.
know
This game,
that
man.
the spike was there. But
Astra
that
is
both
really
things have
far
occurred.
away.
And now Boaster has ended up in a scenario
So actually
where
might go down
he
to
can
time.
look to keep the perfect game alive. A 1 versus 2, a very obscure angle to take. So whether or not the first person checks it on the way in, he's also going to hear the door being broken as well. There's a very real chance.
Mates seem to be on their way
Oh,
to their
God.
first round victory.
Oh god, dude.
It's Boaster.
Time is
Death
getting a
on the
little bit
board,
low.
Who stands in their way. 2 players, Cadaver and Robbie BK. They've cleaned up so far. Diffuse has started. Wild spam from Boaster, and he hasn't stopped it.
Oh my God, I thought he was
Gravwell goes
gonna-
into play. That's bought him at least a little bit more time. It's ticking fast, and Cadaver's down. It's just one who stands in his way.
Damn, dude. Boaster hasn't died yet.
Yielding in the face of
It's
Joey.
insane.
Red Bull clutch.
There's no way he's
11
gonna get to the end of this not
0.
dying.
This is decimation from
Dude, they were
Fnatic.
so far away when he planted.
For anybody wondering, dying to the spike.
The double star was nice though.
He is still 7-0.
His Astra's always been great.
Down.
I guess they were saving their secret weapon until the very last minute. We've always been told that the Boaster clutch statistics are off the charts, and
The spike
1
there.
versus 2, he's going to keep it going.
Dude, the slow-mo replay on this.
That's the slow-mo I
Whoever got
needed.
that- whoever
The
got that
Red Bull
angle.
clutch from Boaster, 11-0. And well, guess what? They've got the dimensional drift. Now, I am looking at Alfier on the other side of the map. But that spike is still heading their way in. Zipan's had enough. He's put Kayak in the dirt, and actually, the defensive side.
Yeah, this is nice though. Early info on how many people are here,
this
but honestly, Boaster can absolutely own this. Oh, he tanked the flash.
And it could be the Gentle Mates are going to shut them down in the
Now
final
what?
round of the half.
You got Raid Boss Boaster still alive.
A single lifeline.
Ooh, what a pause this
they
is
can
though.
convert it. Already, the first man has fallen. The op of Alphier, though,
Here we
flanked
go.
out
He's got a
by
1v4
Kadabra,
it.
leaves Boaster. He's in the spawn.
Nah, man, just
and
save.
It might be his first death
Just save
of the
it.
half. In
Keep
fact,
the
it
score.
looks like it will be. They have
Okay, they're on the board.
Dealt with Boaster. It took 12
They're on the
rounds
board.
to do it.
Damn,
The
dude.
Mates are finally on the board.
Oh, it was a bleak
That's
half,
rough.
to say the least, if you're a Gentle
Well,
Mates fan.
definitely the
And
A-hold
for Fnatic, that
needed
is
to be
about
stronger.
as good as a redemption on
Looks
Abyss
hard to play
we
up
ever
towards
could have
side, though.
seen. We'll be back shortly to potentially wrap this one up.
This is the round they didn't. Yeah, they didn't like full send it in, right? Make quick. Dude, I still don't know what my Twitch tag is. Oh, let me mute this. 1.5? I mean, yeah, it wasn't super quick. The VOD's at 26 minutes. Pretty quick. But it's probably going to be a quick game regardless. Mike Man 720 with the Prime. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate the 10 months. Thank you for doing that. 11 KD still? Yeah, I mean, that's kind of insane. Yeah, well, at least we can see that their Abyss is actually pretty good, and it was more just the fact that they struggled against the Sage of BBL on this map last time. Is this another Elim? Yeah, this is lower bracket Elim. Whoever's done is out of here.
Well,
I feel like this half is worse than the Crew Haven. Nah, because at least they like had stuff. It was more just like they were trying to
winning 11
like problem
straight
solve.
rounds and just one
I just think they didn't come up with a good idea to
and one death for
problem
Boaster.
solve the A.
Yeah,
Like I like the aggro fight. They got the drone out of them early, but then they left site. So I'm like,
we knew we were getting there.
So I live in
Johnny
Germany.
need to double down. Like you got the drone out of them. That's the big win. That's the thing that's been clearing everywhere. When they do that, they need to like fight site, and they kind of just let them have it. It's hard when you're in the server and something new is cropping up that hasn't like been exploited in practice. Maximov, thank you so much, Maximov. Thank you for the Prime, mate.
Correct, I suppose. Will it be here?
Perhaps. Tank desperately low. He was.
But it's weird because Fnatic have a comp that pretty much, in my opinion, can't go middle unless there's double smokes. So it should always be like a 3-2 stack. So why we never didn't have numbers over towards here is borderline criminal. They had way too many worried about middle.
I'll be honest. Like, obviously the scoreline's horrific, but
like I would pretty much be leaving middle until they go there. Like Silva does some util maybe.
Like they have been so fierce, and on this defensive side, they're literally pushing around together on that flank, and no Boasters to stand in their way.
Strong pause for Mini.
Push up. It's a bait for Mini. They were expecting it as well. Chronicle wise to those tricks, but Mini still able to double up and a string
let's
of
see how let's see how many.
That must be the most dominant round we've seen from them so far.
This
Tom.
one.
Don't think I'm going too far out
They're
there.
allowed to make one mistake basically.
For 11-2.
Yeah, a decent start, and that's the thing. Like we'll obviously joke about potential of a comeback being next to nothing.
They have 4 flashes. I mean, that's probably one of the reasons they played such heavy retake. The retakes didn't look great, and I don't know when the I don't know why the dash wasn't used like a lot of times in the retake to get through the choke point spawn. I don't know if we had popping the dash early. Like there's a lot of things that Gentlemen need to work out why this happened. They were too scared of middle. They didn't have the dash for the retake, which probably is the most important bit. Like they gotta. There's a lot of stuff they can look back at and be like, why are we using this for this? And why are we so scared of middle when they only have 1 smoke?
Early utility. It's a stack on the A site from Fnatic, maybe expecting their
When do I start believing?
Steal their
like
strat.
8-11.
And they are. And it is also working.
Very bold attempt from Alpha here. Yeah, look, it's not the hardest strategy to counter when you're playing around like this up against pistols. Someone jumps around the corner with a shorty. You really only die to that if you've put yourself in a position to die to that. And they were nicely...
You mean like mini in the
Definitely used the Omen flasher retake. I mean, the Omen was dying a lot on the site.
Except last map
Well,
like solo.
All right. Well, when a guy comes swinging up a rope
They did just
and
misplay a
you've been
lot of
hit by a
rounds.
Hunter's Fury...
No, this was the kill that he got where Alpha updrafted and
side
then
hit was nice
flew
as well.
down and shorted him in the face.
Okay, also
Oh,
exceptional
boy.
circumstances, if we're being honest.
The
Both of those
third
are a
guy's
little out there.
checking.
But no, mates are handling this round really well. They've got 2 pistols, so even if they lose a rifle or 2,
I'll also
they'll be able to
say,
pick them up. They're playing passive.
Welcome to the B side.
Yeah, and
For
Mini's
anybody
allowed to
who,
plant
this
here.
is your
It's
first
looking
game watching
No.
on this map,
30 seconds left.
Calm
it's
down.
looking very similar
Slow
to
down.
the
There's a rifle.
well,
he's got a
less
rifle
so
now.
now that these kills have happened,
Potentially, if
but
he goes up to... Oh, no,
the
wait, those
start
are
of
both
the
the pistols.
first
Never mind.
half
The 3
anyway.
rifles are still okay. It's all
Again,
good,
the Yori
actually.
ult for the bonus.
I just, statistically, 2 out of 3 died. I assumed the guy's further back.
Gentlemen are so fine as long as no one else goes
Luckily,
down,
that's now
right?
the case with the ones
They're
on
allowed
site
2
having
deaths,
them
they
to
got
work
2
with, but
deaths.
Nothing really there for good old Boaster.
Yeah, they're so fine. The bonus is going to be great, and they got the ult.
For Gentlemates that puts them up
It is a
to 3.
repeat
Still
at the moment of
quite
the first
a
half.
gap, an uphill climb
doubt
and a
about it.
half. Bit of a trek, but it's doable. We've seen it.
This will be the first buy round, of course.
From this game, can we say Crashies is
Should
getting
get a little
carried?
bit more
Mate,
interesting and
it's
We're
3-11.
probably not going to get to see
Like,
a
no,
amount of this half of
it
Fnatic,
doesn't,
but I
like,
think
it
one of
doesn't
the
matter.
things that makes this
Like, if that's how you
exciting
want to
is
spin
that
it, sure, but
defensive aggression.
I would
Like,
probably
where
go
Alfie
for the
or
fact
Cracker,
that
they're gonna play
Gentleman's are getting
together by the looks of
absolutely
it.
wrecked.
For now, at least.
Like,
the
he
answer
hasn't
is
had to
no.
do much. Like, he's just
Wow,
droning
getting a
to enable
taste
his team over
of
towards the
B
site.
In the last round, it seems like Gentlemates actually do look to go in that direction in general.
Like, he's just doing his role, bro. They got 11-1. Like, what else do you want from him?
Ult used gate crash to gain space. Mini's already
He's
spotted
the reason
one,
they
looking
realized
for
it was
the
an empty
clear,
site,
though,
like
and there it is.
90% of the time.
One spotted up there. Second gate crash put out so he can claim some space. And in fact, the space is given up, but Kayak will not have an
Holy
easy
hell,
run
what
of
just
it.
went
Mini
down, dude?
shredding him. Cadaver with another. That's Chronicle down in middle, making these rotations a little bit more strenuous for this squad. Alpha and Crashies have to peek it together. Boaster has to concede his space because his teammates aren't with him that quick.
Again,
And
if
with
we
all
get
these
to
things
8,
going wrong,
then I'm
5
on board.
players alive for mates, no information on the site, limited utility for the retake, and certainly limited bodies. They decide to save on the other side of the map. Cadavra almost made that a little bit of an issue, but he's been taken down. It looks like it'll be nice and easy for Fnatic to carry those rifles forward. Still, the comeback is steadily moving forward for Gentlemates.
When did they time out? Nah, they didn't time out yet. It's still so fine. They lost 1 buy rounds to
very
an
long
ult.
journey, right?
Really?
But
Like,
the
that's it.
reality is, Tom, as long as they can at least
good.
start to put rounds together and make us think, oh, this is a map that you
If they
actually
lose
got something on.
You're
You're an
2
alright
more in
team.
a row, then a timeout's
Something
happening.
It is. You know, look, I'm really
That
going out there.
probably
Not sure you needed to
was an
take
overstep
that.
from Alpha,
That's
considering the money,
for
but
Alpha here.
it's
Yeah, look,
4-11.
the 11-4 comeback. I know
But
Tom,
these
a
are
lot
the
of
kind
people
of
call me
things that-
crazy for saying it's not likely. A lot of people believe
Oh, I thought you meant in
Dude, this is
general.
mental.
that too, but I was trying to keep it honed in on this scenario. Yeah, I do think, like, as long as mates can build up that confidence, you go out of this map 13-3, 13-2, 13-4. It's not a nice feeling. It's your map pick. You're moving into Fracture somewhere. Fnatic are definitely comfortable. Haven as well. You're going to have that ISO
I think
out of
we
Alpha
got
here
that
to deal
Outlaw
with.
out,
with
but
Fracture that they were
there's only 3
on.
people that can get
Like,
one
they
shot.
lost 13-3 on that
They
map,
are the
so
people
you're
with the
gonna
guns.
Go out of a dominant loss into
In a map
was a previous dominant.
Holy, though.
He's doing tricks.
It's a nice fast
I've
strat.
seen
And do
just
they expect
Alfie
a Yori,
fly
huh?
around the map. Now the problem is that is one of their only
Okay,
rivals.
does he?
Look where the other one is.
Damn,
And
nice, dude.
they're
Nice
all
shots as well.
Cadaver
Covering it.
cleaning up. Important to remove the threat of that round. And while Boaster, that KD is getting worse by the second. That's what I'm going to say.
KD, yeah,
that
it's
was
true.
perfect earlier
KD
on.
from Boaster. Damn!
But now, we've
The
already
KD
had
is
the
getting
Quattro
wrecked right now.
K. Let's see if he can bring it all the way to 5. 8 bullets left for Cadavra. You're talking about confidence builders and, well, getting an ace on the board.
Oh, wait, it has
dominantly
stats
winning
on
some
this?
rounds. That's what we want to see for
Wait,
mates. If they're
only
back
one?
in this series,
Spike
even if they're
planted.
not back in
Is
the
this
map.
not wrong?
Showing off those
thought they won, like,
trophies,
3.
history for Fnatic indeed. And the history tells us they will take
Wait,
this
when do they
across
start
the line.
classifying this?
For mates, here it is.
Just franchising
the
only?
potential of the ace. Cadavra, though,
He's
he's
just laughing to himself.
Only
he's
counts
having a good
stage 2
time. You
wins?
can see it in the player cam.
What?
Smiling ear to ear. Looks like he might not get the chance to finish
What?
off his
Why?
Mona Lisa. Unfortunately, the ace has been stolen, but 5 rounds at the very least. I've never seen a man look happier to have an ace taken away. You know that? against Fnatic too.
I can imagine there's probably some comms that we can't play.
It could be.
Don't know what was said. But already, Fnatic are going to take, in the grand scheme of things, a relatively early pause, wanting to try and sort of stem the momentum of their opponents. Again, we've sort of mentioned it, even just getting themselves back into the series with some individual players starting to show up. Kadavra looking good in that round.
Shows the wins they got only in 2024. No, because it has 2 Masters there, so that can't be right.
And just wanting to end things as quickly as possible.
The Masters are in 2023.
It's a really good sign as well, seeing Kata start to warm up as well on Astra, because this is somewhere that I talked about it on the desk. He's a flex player.
just counts as the whole league.
And in the Sentinel form, he still has such a good understanding of the game that he can push and pull the map. He can play off his utility. When you look at him in an Omen, I mean,
sure, but you
got
play
players
different.
like Avova, more recently like Boo, who have made that Omen look like a duelist more times than I can count. So that's somewhere that I see him being able to still bring that individual level to the server. And I just think Astra, well, let's look at how Boaster played Astra, right? That's not how you want Kadavra playing. So he's obviously going to be a bit more hybrid, a bit more in the action. But just as an agent, it removes you a little bit more, and it doesn't give you the same utility to set yourself up. Now, as I said, he's a team player. He doesn't mind that much. I like to see this guy where he can have a little bit of flair.
I was about to say, tell that to Woot yesterday.
Fair.
There are players that can make it work.
Okay, so the timeout comes in relatively early, kind of one earlier than I thought it was.
I don't know why
Alpha's got the op.
Woot is an exception to
I don't know. Woot's an exception, but he's also against Mark New.
Click.
You know, who knows how
Click.
much that fire lit
Click.
underneath him.
Well,
Holy, bro.
already a little bit of early utility being put into play.
Take flight.
Drone should force Alpha
Really
back,
left it to
tries
the
to
last
take a pot
second to
shot,
buy
but
on that.
will be met with nothing. A lot less direct from the side of Gentlemates though. The spike can quickly rotate if needed. There you go. That'll be Mini to the other side of the map. Kayak is the point of contact. That seems to be the plan for Fnatic. Leave one duelist on either
this is
side.
nice. Early
Give them the
drone out,
opportunity to
hold one
end the
here.
game themselves, and while
We got
Kayak
Kayak
may
on
just have
site,
opt to
smoke
get
to
out of
play
there on
around.
this one.
Has a TP that he just went, so he can play
Sticking
here the whole
around.
time. That's a lovely
Doesn't look
smoke.
to be
Look at
deterred.
that. Oh
Damage done,
my
but
god,
no
he
kill.
40
Click
killed him
still
because
alive.
the
And Nate from
clone
afar
died.
Claiming that they're ready for Boaster,
And
but he's
the
still
Astra
able to
ult
land
saved
at
Boaster
least
from
the
getting
one
traded.
and get out alive. That's put things back to equal footing.
Timing for the
Late
Omen.
play from Zipan. It's about to be spotted.
What an
Alpha
absolute
steps
shot
in.
that
What a
is.
reaction. Wonderful shot, and the advantage now for the
Robbie
defenders.
BK is gonna
Robbie
get caught in no man's
takes
land
note
now.
of that, and they don't want to sit back anymore. It's time to get aggressive and bring the fight to their opponents, but now backing off a little bit. They didn't see the contact they wanted, and the time starting to tick. Backside control by 2. There's utility on its way. Click has to cover
nice
the
shot.
cross, and he will not find anything. Big swing from Kadavra. He's good for 1, but another big play needed.
Right,
He's
it's
already
impossible for you to win
picked up
this.
2, but around the
Yeah,
back
nicely
comes
done from
Chronicle.
Fnatic. Did
With
that
plenty of
shot
time
from middle and
left,
Alpha just
Fnatic
decides the
are
round, in
now
my opinion.
12
Incredible shot.
and 5, 7 chances to take it across the line. Which went from bad to worse for mates.
This almost reminds me of like some of those old school cosmic divides. It's not in a bad position, but it's more so just abused by their opponent. That's exactly what Boaster does. Just swings into it, knows that he can get a kill and get out without any reaction really being allowed. And from then onwards, the clear of mid, the removal
Yeah, well, that was
of the
the
lurk.
mistake they were allowed to make.
Ended up
Now
with
we got 7 chances to close this one out.
The problem
And
is now, even with
I
the
don't know, that looked
4
pretty good from
player,
Fnatic.
4 round
Well, that
streak,
reclear on A was
now needs to
awesome.
commit 7 in a row.
Dude, we got the A
B-side
spams
seems
into
to be
the B
point
spams.
Of call, with a Hunter's Fury maybe going to be used
Vink
early.
VLR, thank you so much for the
I
prime.
think when they're this direct,
Thank you so much, Fink.
very, very likely reveal first, just to try to grab that extra information for placement. They haven't spotted anyone. And
I think
Kayak
it's
was in
out
the
there.
smoke,
Dude, they keep
waiting
getting the
for
kill on
Mini to
site
take
and then
that
getting
great
out of there.
A gate crash, a
Really
great
nice.
read.
If Boaster
Indeed.
gets a kill, he gets
12 to
Astra
5.
ult, which means they would have
And
to play
Fnatic
over towards
have the
site. So we've got to keep
advantage
an
of
eye on
just in
Boaster getting a
rounds,
kill
but in
here.
players, they can wait now.
Legit, if Boaster gets
The
this
whole
trade, it's a
unit
done
to be
round.
here. Click has managed to sneak himself up close, though. He's got support.
The Hunter's Fury sent
Oh,
through
I
to
like
this
the
round, but
idea.
it's
The idea
Kayak
is pretty
again,
cool.
Still keeping them in that
They got
lead.
wrecked, but the
And
idea
now
was pretty
Robbie
cool.
BK, the leader, to try and hold on. Going to utilize the
Okay,
drone,
what
but
an
he is
absolute
slaughtered
stomp. Shout out to
almost
Fnatic here.
immediately.
Yeah,
It
Gentamates.
wasn't much of a comeback whatsoever.
Damn. Gentamates a lot to learn for their A holds, I think. And honestly, a lot to learn from the comp they played against. I really think they could have left middle way heavier. It would help them so much. Like when teams only have one smoke, you don't have to worry about mid as much as they did. And you can play sides heavier. Or you've at least got to save the jet dash for retaking, right?